Okay, so I did say that I was going to start doing game reviews, and I am. I just haven't really got to them yet. But the first thing I'm going to do, it's going to be kind of a rant, kind of a game review on a series that I adore and love, because the game series itself isn't black or white, as in saying the villains, not all the villains, are just straight up, I want death and destruction of the world, and my dog is again laying on the fucking cords and my mouse. Urgh, dog. Why you choose to lay there, but whatever. Alright. Now. Now then. The series I'm going to talk about is called Suikoden. That is the correct pronunciation of it, because I have been yelled at for pronouncing it wrong a long time ago when I first got into the series, which was with 3. Now, the series, when I say it's not black or white, what I mean is, with the exception of normally one villain, most of the other villains are not pure evil, want world destruction, grrr. With the exception of, like, one villain in each game, which is just like, okay, it's normally the creepy villain that you're kind of like, I don't want to be near you, and you get pissed off when they beat you in battle. That happened a lot to me in 3 with Yerber. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm not sure. He's the guy in the black, with blonde hair. For those of you that have played the series and have gotten that far in 3. And the hero that you play, again, they're not really, like, all-knowing and good and a force for good. You believe that you are doing good in the games because you're rising up against a tyrannical government, or you're stopping an invasion, or you're in 5, the main evil person, you could say main villain, Gazelle, has overthrown your parents and they've died. And so you're trying to win back the throne, even though your sister is queen, and it's going to be queen anyways. You're going to save your sister and save the country. Yeah, none of that sounds right. I know. But that's the general basis of any of the games. It's Civil War. And, it's like, alright. So, I'm not really, like, a good person, because, like, if you see it from their perspective, you're a bad person, and they're the good person. The villains are the good person, for the most part. So it's kind of like a catch-22 game. But the games are immensely fun. They have 108 stars of destiny. Most of them have fully fleshed out personalities and backstories. You can use, you can get a detective in the game, and you can have him research about these characters, and you can find out more and get more engrossed in these characters. Certain characters do reappear in the games. A lot of characters reappear between 1 and 2. And then there are 2 characters, well, 3, you could say, that reappear in every single game. One is Vicky. She is a teleportation person. She sneezes and goes poof to another time period, in another world, in another time, in another land, and you're like, okay. She's gotten younger. I don't know. I'll explain the timeline in a minute. And then there's Jean. She is the rune mistress, and runes is how you use magic. Everybody can use magic, so yay! And they are, she's kind of fan service. I can't say much more about the woman. Give me a second. I will pull up a image of Jean. Well, all of Jean, I should say. Give me a sec. And drop that. And go here. Alright, so you can see all of Jean. All of Jean. What it is, yeah, she's fan service. This one over here is 5. This is 3. This is 4. This is 2. And this is her in 1. I like her in 3 the best, just because her outfit design, I think, is very beautiful. But you can tell she's pretty much fan service in 5. She has hardly any clothing on, which some people are like, yes, yes, yes. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But yeah, so that's Jean. Give me a second, and I think I can actually pull up Vicky too. Vicky. There we go. View image. So, here you go. Here's all of Vicky. 1, 2, 3. She's the youngest. 4, 5. 4, she is the oldest, and you can tell by her look that she's eldest in that game. And they can't decide whether her hair is black or brown, because in the first 3 games, and this one over here, which is actually another one you get in 3, she has black hair. In 4 and in 5, she has brown hair. So I don't know if, because of her age, it started to go from black to brown, which doesn't make any sense, but I don't know. I don't know why it changes, but she pretty much still has the same coloration in her outfit. It is blue and white, and that is pretty much... You'll notice 3's looks really different from the others in comparison, and that is because it makes sense for where she is in the game. She's in the grassland nation where you need almost more movable clothing, so this actually kind of makes more sense than, you know, these tight-fitting robes. So, again, that makes sense. And the last character that reappears in every single game is called... I think her name is pronounced Leknot. But anyways, she is... I can't bring up an image of all of them. So we're just going to click... You know, she kind of looks like this. She is in all of the games. I actually prefer this version of her to all of the others. But that's a version of her. That's a version of her. Yeah, this is the version. The version I like is from 4. But she is in all of the games as well. And you will notice her eyes are closed. They're always closed. I don't know exactly why, but they are closed. And this is my pretty picture. And I'm going to explain these characters here in a minute. Alright, so let me explain a little bit of the lore. The lore is simple. Should go back down for a minute. Well, I guess it's simple, at least in my mind. There's a huge world, and there are 27 what's called true runes. They control the world. They're elemental. They're like there's fire, wind, water, earth. There's sun and moon. Sword and shield. Soul Eater. That kind of stuff. There's Soul Eater, Rune of Punishment, True Beast Rune, that kind of stuff. It kind of controls the world and how it works. And so there are just normal runes which you can equip to any person, but true runes choose their bearer. They choose who they want to go to. And normally the bearer has to pass a test or a trial to get the rune. And then the rune still might not choose them. So it's kind of okay. You'll notice this picture shows all males. Now, this picture is true in a sense, but I'll explain in a minute why it's missing like 2 to 3 characters on this picture. And it has to deal with this one here. Anyways, so the way the storyline works if you want to play them in order to get some small references that they make to previous wars and stuff is you play 4, and then you play 5, and then you play 1 and 2 and 3. 4's main character, his actual name is Laszlo. He is an orphan, you can say, who was raised by someone. And you find out a lot more about him. You find out that he is pretty much a prince, and the rune here above him is called the True Rune of Punishment. It slowly kills him every time he uses it. 5, Prince. That's what he's normally called in the game. He does have a real name. I just don't know what it is right offhand. But anyways, we're just going to call him Prince. He doesn't actually have a true rune, so to speak. He has what's called the Dawn Rune. And the Dawn Rune and the Twilight Rune make up the Moon Rune, and the game is essentially about the Sun Rune. But anyways, and the Dawn Rune does choose him. But anyways, so that's him. That's his final outfit, and that's his final outfit. These two characters do change their outfits in-game, and it makes sense. This is Tyr McDonald. Of course, you can rename all but 3's main character. You can rename them. But his name is Tyr. He has the Soul Eater rune. Not really going to say much about him. This is Ryu. He has the Shield rune. I think it's called the Bright Shield rune. And a person they're not showing here is his best friend Joey, who has the rune that's back here, which is the Black Sword rune. This is Hugo here. And this is up to you who you want to be your flame champion. But it shows him because he is normally the one who's cast and one who is considered the flame. He gets the True Fire rune. If you give me a sec. Here we go. View image. Alright. Well, it's not gonna let me see it. So I'm just gonna have it like this. So anyways, here are the main characters of 3. Chris becomes a true bearer of the True Water rune. Hugo, like I said, flame or fire. Jado, who is another one of the main characters that you can play right off the bat. He actually, right off the bat, has True Lightning rune. You just don't know it. You are not informed until later on in the game. Luke is this guy here, Masked Bishop, as he's called for a long time in the game. He has the True Wind rune, and this is Sarasa. You'll notice Sarasa and Luke look a lot alike. I'll explain that in my review of 3. And he has the True Earth rune. And now, some of you guys are wondering, well, who's this Flame Champion person? This is the Flame Champion, here. I'm not going to explain much about him, because, again, I'll explain it in my 3 review. And there's one more person I want to oh, here he is. This is Thomas. He is another main character that you can play, not right off the bat, but you can unlock him and play him. He's got like 2 chapters, and he is kind of important. But anyways, I will show you all this is Joey. This is his beginning outfit, and that's what we'll go with. That is essentially Joey, and he has the rune sword. I think it's called the Black Sword rune, if I remember correctly. There are 2 visual novels in the series. Suikoden 1 and 2, which you play a person named Nash. I'll get into more about him. And it gives more backstory to the characters and the world, and it's really great. They were never released in America. I don't know what to tell you about that. I kind of wish they were, because it's they do have fan translations. I think Suikoden 1's fan translation is completely done. I don't know if the fan translation on 2 is done or not, but yeah. So there's that. And then there's one last game, and it's called Suikoden Tactics. Alright. Give me 1 sec. I actually own that game, so hold on. Yeah, I own the game, and I think it's a horrible game. But I own it because I love the series. Plain and simple. So give me 1 sec, guys. Alright. That's probably the only time you're ever going to see me get up from my couch. So, this game. This was Konami's version of a tactics game for the Suikoden series. Now, here in the front, this is Seneca, Carol, and Andark. Carol is the main character. Can't tell by the fact that he's in the freaking center of the cover. And these two are his starting companions. And if I open the book, open the freaking thing, this is Jan. I believe that is his name. I'm not really sure. But, yeah. That is who that is. And that's about, like, you're supposed to play tactics. You're supposed to play the beginning of 4, and then you're supposed to play the beginning of Tactics, because it gives you a little bit of a backstory to the main character in 4 and such. But again, it's like, maybe. And then you're supposed to play 4, and then you're supposed to play the rest of Tactics, and then 5, and then 1, and then 2, and then 3. If you want to play in chronological order and get little subtle hints that they randomly drop in game. So, I'm probably going to try and have all six videos up today. Well, kind of this one's 7, about the series. I know I went on a little rant, but I do love the series. And one of the other things about the series is the war system, which I will explain more with, I'm going to start with the first game, Suikoden 1, and review it, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then Tactics, because Tactics can go down a fire. The DS one, I'm not really sure if I want to review it. I'll take your guys' suggestions. If you want me to review Suikoden I can't even pronounce the name. The Suikoden for the DS, let me know, and I will. If not, that's fine too. Whatever. It's not really considered, like, it's not part of the main series, so people are just kind of like, and the voice acting isn't the best, so people are like, and that's that. And I am working on a fan game of the series. It's called Suikoden Ace. You can find it on Facebook. Probably you can Google it and find it nowadays. Probably end of next week, I will probably have a new demo up that's slightly longer. Certain characters from 1 and 2 are reappearing. If you've never played the series, it's cool. Come play my game. It's free. It's gonna be free. If you also haven't played the series and you happen to have a PS3 or PS... I think it's on PS Vita. I'm not sure. But if you have a PS3, 1 and 2 are on PSN for, like, you can get both for under a total of $20. So go for it. I'm really hoping, I'm part of the Suikoden movement, and I am hoping that 3, 4, 5, and Tactics and both Suikoden games are released all on PSN. And I don't just want them released for the PS3, I want them released for the PS3, PS Vita, and PS4 PSN. And it would be great if Konami would also like put them on like maybe Xbox Live to play on Xbox 360 and Xbox One, and maybe even Steam, so people that, you know, don't have consoles can even play these games. You know, they might have to go buy a controller or something. But, you know, instead of having to emulate them. Sometimes emulators don't like us. But that's my hope. I kind of don't... Like, I would love to see Suikoden 6, but Konami is evidently getting out of the video game business, so I don't see it happening. But I will start with the first game because I only feel it's right to start with the with Suikoden 1 because the graphics get improved over the games and certain stuff gets improved. So there's no use to start with like 5 and go backwards. I'll just start with 1. And I'll go all the way through it. I'll give them each a score out of 10. I will actually do live streams of me playing them eventually. Just not right now. Oh goodness, I shouldn't be tired. But yeah, so that's that. And I will see you all in the next video.